In this video, we'll demonstrate how to create step foundations. Step foundations are map foundations with steps or varying thicknesses. We'll start off by selecting the map foundation tool from the toolbar here on the left side of the screen. And when we do that, the tool window updates to show us different ways we can control the map foundation. Different ways that we can set up the step direction and the distance of each step. In this case here, we'll be moving the bottom surface of the pad 1 meter lower than the stepped region, in the stepped region rather. And we could adjust other parameters here as well, but for the demo, I'll just use the defaults. Now when working, I like to use the plan view to help model my foundation. I find it easiest to work with. And we'll start by just left-clicking to define the extents of the foundation pad by clicking on each corner, left-clicking. And to end the pad definition, just double-click on the last point. Now I'm brought to the pedestal mode. However, I want to define my steps next. At the bottom of the screen, we'll notice here that there's an annotation explaining keyboard shortcuts to do this. I'm going to hold down the Alt button on my keyboard, as it describes here. And again, I'll left-click to define the steps. So holding down the Alt button on my keyboard, I left-click to define the outline of my steps. And I double-click on the last point again to end it. And I'm going to create a second step within that, still holding the Alt button, and double-click on the last point to create this step shape. I'm then brought back into the pedestal definition mode. And I'm going to left-click on the locations where I'd like to place my pedestals. I'm just going to create 4 here, double-click on the last one, and now I have my pedestals created. In addition to that, my whole model has been defined now. And I can rotate and see the step location where the step down occurs. Now if I want to refine this model further, I can right-click and go to Define Pad and Pile Cap. And under the Steps tab here within this dialog, I can actually further define my steps. So I can define a top offset to create a drop-down within that interior step. I'm going to do an 800 millimeter drop and press the OK button, and now we can see here that the 800 millimeter drop exists within our model. And I can look at my model in more detail in the rebar view and the finite element view to get a better understanding for these aspects.